Hello, everyone. Congratulations to everyone that's been watching the channel. You've been positioned properly in the market for the past few years. This marks nothing different. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what the next steps are now for the market, how we caught this entire move to the upside, and now what are my thoughts. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let's get started. So first and foremost, we have been long. This is a daily chart of the SP 500. We've been long since down here. And clearly, it's been working out really, really well. What I actually ended up doing was I sold out of all of my shorter dated longs. These are option contracts expiring January 28th and January 31st. I sold out of all of those longs. And ironically, these overnighters ended up doing pretty well anyway. So these did very, very well. And thankfully, we got to ride them out to the top. What I think might be around the top in the short term. But regardless, we caught the bottom. We positioned ourselves very, very well at a time when people were very afraid of going long. We went long on these names. Cool. We made some money. Now, how much more? How are we going to continue making money? We made some money on the upside. What's going to happen now? Okay, so the only way to figure that out is you have to look at the large tech stocks. You look at every single, as many variables as possible to help you make a better decision. Okay, so AMD is a very important stock that we have to look at. And very simply, we're just going to go down the list of all of these large tech stocks to see, okay, this is bullish, this is bearish. All right, so AMD, I do believe AMD has a bit more room to the upside to around 128. Nice and simple. NVIDIA. We were also long NVIDIA. NVIDIA, you could see that it closed above our very bullish above level here at 144. And you can also see that just NVIDIA has a base now. As long as it holds above 145, I don't see why it can't just continue rising. So this is also a very bullish setup on NVIDIA, to be fair, right? Amazon, also 2 days closing above this bullish above level. Yesterday was the first day that we closed above. Today was a continuation. So it really, really worked out. We were also long Amazon, 2 closes above the bullish above level, as you can see here. Now, the thing with Amazon is that we are now trading outside of the upper level of this Bollinger Band here. And this is important to monitor because if you're trading, so essentially when you're trading too far outside of the lower or the upper Bollinger Band, price tends to want to return inside the Bollinger Band. And if Amazon continues to rally and to rise like this, it could be setting up for a large pullback. Now, what I'm expecting on a lot of these big moving stocks is I want a bit of some stagnation. I want a bit of stagnation or a pullback. Yes, we could definitely keep rising on Amazon. There's clear skies ahead, by all means. But a lot of things are, they're reaching the point where we're about to get a pullback, in my opinion. Which is another reason why I sold out of my short-term longs, because there's no reason to play around with 150, 200% gains, right? Amazon is starting to inch out of this upper level of the Bollinger Band. NVIDIA is also somewhere around that level as well, the upper level of the Bollinger Band, but not right there as much as NVIDIA, as much as Amazon. Google, we got 2 closes out above the bullish above level, holding support. So Google is doing something that I'm hoping, I'm expecting the rest of the market to do. Stagnating at a level of resistance into this strength. Nice and simple. It's giving a chance for bulls to recuperate. Money was flowing out of Google into the losers. And one of those losers was Microsoft. So Microsoft, I was showing how Microsoft was just one of the worst setups, very, very bearish. Just so happens that Microsoft reported pretty good earnings. And now as the money was flowing out of the winners, it started to flow into the losers. Now, Microsoft is above the bullish above level. It's trading above 444. This by no means is a bearish setup. Yes, it's trading outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band as well. But look, as long as it's holding above 440, this still has a lot of upside potential. And that is interesting. And once again, we're looking at all of these large tech stocks as a way. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all bullish, chances are the S&P 500, the NASDAQ are also going to be bullish. So far, we've gone through a list of a number of stocks. They all look decent, right? And let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla did not do too much. It was pretty much slightly red day. It just makes sense, you know. Money was flowing out of these winners. Tesla has been a huge winner. A lot of money was pumped into NVIDIA and Microsoft today. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. So Apple is a very interesting setup here. And Apple, in my opinion, is this is a really, really, really interesting setup on Apple because it is very far overextended to the downside. We are down almost 16% from the highs, 15.5% from the highs. We are at major daily levels of support on Apple. And Apple was a huge winner. It gave back all of its gains. Can you imagine just, being long on Apple in November, not taking any profit? Seeing all this move to the upside. And you're like, okay, wow. We rose from 220 to 260. Okay, we're going to 300. Now we're back to 220. So this was a really, really brutal downturn on Apple. But now the issue is that Apple is primed to bounce. This is a really, really solid setup for a continued hold of this support. I would be surprised. So now the issue, right? Yes, we could drop, but all of this is a golden opportunity to go long, in my opinion. Anything between 215 to 210, solid opportunity to go long. And this is not where you begin being bearish on anything. After a 15% drop in less than a month and a half, at a level of support, it's time to be bearish. It's not the time to be bearish. Do not ever go bearish at a level of support like this, okay? Please. So this is bullish then. If it's not a time to be bearish, then this is a time to be bullish, right? So if Apple is giving a very bullish opportunity, if these other large tech stocks are showing strength above their bullish above levels that I would show, right? We're showing strength above it. Then we have to beg the question, how much more room is there to the upside? And now let's take a look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. And I'm going to give you guys just my straight up thoughts, okay? So before we look into this, we have to look at the VIX. Very, very simply, we have to look at the VIX. So now the VIX, here's my thought process. In the next few days, we're going to get a bit of a pullback. The VIX is starting to... So first and foremost, the VIX is important to look at because it has an inverse relationship to the market. If the VIX rises, then the overall market should be falling, okay? What we're seeing right now is that the VIX created a bear flag pattern, and the VIX ended up breaking down. Once again, as the VIX breaks down, the overall market tends to be very bullish because they move opposite. Very simple, all right? So great, move opposite, spectacular. Now what's interesting though is the VIX is coming down to a level of support. With the VIX coming down to a level of support, what usually happens at a level of support? We bounce. So if the VIX bounces off of this 14 to 1450 level, then that means that the market is going to do the opposite, which is drop. So the VIX is starting to show some sort of inclination that it's going to end up bouncing soon. And if the VIX bounces, the overall market is going to drop. Now, the S&P 500, this is a daily chart of the S&P 500. We're right at all-time highs. We thankfully went long at a beautiful time, and it worked out really, really well. So we were long the SPY, the NASDAQ, all that good stuff, right? Think about this logically. Is this now the time to go long? No, absolutely not. This is instead, it's a time to exit a large percentage of your longs and instead look for a short opportunity. That's essentially what my thought process is. In the next few days, once again, we are going to get a bit of a pullback, in my opinion. How much higher we go up in the next few days is a bit irrelevant, in my opinion. Because overall, I do think we're going to drop down below 602, 603, ideally. And, then it could, get a drop down below 600, et cetera, et cetera. But regardless, now is not the time to be bullish. Now is the time where all of the people who missed longs down here and down here are going to start going long. And this is where smart money exits. This is where we exited. So in the next few days, expect a bit of a pullback. I would be shocked. To see the market continue to rise and not get any sort of pullback. During this month, I expect some sort of a pullback. I would be shocked, honestly, if we don't get one. The large tech stocks are getting very overcooked to the upside. So it just makes sense. We should get a bit of a stagnation period. So I'm not sure how deep the pullback is going to be, but all of these large tech stocks, NVIDIA, Amazon, Tesla, so more so NVIDIA, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, these are overcooked. We need some sort of a break period for them, in my opinion. That's my thought process. And when you see major indices gapping up like they're meme stocks, gapping up like they are just low market cap crypto coins, this is not going to sustain itself. If you think it is, just please don't. I don't even want to make a joke about selling you like a bridge in Wisconsin that already fell. Do you understand? Like, this is, this is not sustainable. Like, this does not sustain itself. Even if we rise another 2%, even if we were to rise another 1, 2, 3%, this is not the time to go long, right? So that's my thought process. This is what we do, and we make money regardless of where the market is going. We made money today day trading. We're going to continue making money day trading. When a good opportunity shows itself, appears, we're going to take that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. If you've been watching it for this long, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you. Have a good one.